This episode of Off My Shelf contains coarse language and adult conversation. Listener discretion is advised. My name is Tracy James, and welcome to Off My Shelf, a podcast about movies that are well off my shelf, where we go through my DVDs and talk about the movies in my collection. In this episode, Adam Upper is joining to talk Kevin Smith and Keanu Reeves with Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back and Johnny Mnemonic. Welcome!
Woo! How's it going, Tracy? How are you today?
Good. It's been a very long time since you've been on.
Yes, it's been a minute since I've been here, and glad to be back.
Yes, good. I mean, you're back for your regular, which is Kevin Smith movie.
yeah. And then too, just thinking this is my second Keanu Reeves movie as well, because I was here for Constantine as well.
Oh, that's right, you were.
And,
so
so I guess I was like the last in-person one for a minute.
Yeah.
It was funny because I remember like when I came into town for that one, I like got stopped for CP24. And then that was like in the Oshawa station like that night, and I didn't see it. Then like 6 months later, I left a message on like the Facebook page, and someone else was like, "Oh yeah, I saw you on CP24 a while back." I was like, "Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about." That was like the last time I was in Toronto.
Yeah. I mean, there's good reason you haven't been down here much. You know, about the thing that shall not be named, that is destroying all of the lives of all of the people. Yeah, and it has definitely made me put on a few pounds because I've been home too much, eating a little too much, you know, all the good stuff.
Yeah, not walking around as we all should be doing and whatnot. Yeah, so.
Yeah, exactly.
As I was saying, that's why I'm riding my bike to work as much as I can before the weather turns foul. So
yeah,
I try and work a little bit of that off. And then,
I mean, yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, sadly, I can't ride my bike to work. It's a little too far.
Oh yeah, that's rough. Yeah, it's like for me, it's like I got lucky. It's like 10 minutes if I'm going, or 15 if I'm like lollygagging, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. It's an easy way to get your exercise in without having to like schedule something else.
Exactly. You know? Yeah. And then too, with where I work now, is that there's a gym inside the building. But of course, like with what my job is, like I'm like one of the few people that have to still be in the building, so there's like nobody there. So obviously it's still not open. So I have to wait till probably like next year by now until it opens up. But hopefully that will open up as well, and then I can ride the bike until the gym's open. So. Yeah,
I heard like technically gyms can be open now, but like when you're working out, you still have to wear a mask. And so like if you're doing indoor stuff, you still have to wear like a mask. And of course, you know, the courteous thing is to wipe everything down, which some people just don't do, and it's very frustrating.
So gross.
But yeah, I don't think I would be able to work out with a mask on unless I get like a solid mask that doesn't, while I'm breathing heavily, it doesn't like get sucked up my nostrils while I'm like trying to save my own life from doing 3 steps or something. Like it'll be crazy.
I imagine that'll be quite a bit of pain, because a few times like I've noticed like halfway to work or halfway home, I still have my mask on. I'm like, what the hell am I doing?
Yeah.
Why am I this shit off my head, off my face?
Well, I think it just shows that you're getting used to it. It's just going outside, like putting on pants or a shirt, you know?
Yeah. At this point, it's definitely gotten used to it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like because remember, like the first a few months, because I wasn't doing anything. Like the odd time I went to the grocery store or the liquor store, I like ride my bike there, go in, go put it on. I'm like, oh crap, I forgot my mask, and I have to go home and grab it again, because you know this is like the one time in like 2 weeks I left the house, and I'm just wasn't anti-mask. I just legitimately forgot it because I'm not used to grabbing it before I left. But now it's like second nature. Yeah, like I think I like was out with a friend riding my bike, and they're like, "Do you just ride here with a mask on?" I'm like, "Oh, I guess I did."
I mean, whatever works. If you're not feeling it, if it's whatever, you know. Yeah. But this is the thing that frustrates me about people now who either don't wear a mask or regularly forget their mask or don't wear their mask properly. I'm like, it's been almost 2 years. Yeah. You should be okay with this. You should understand this now.
Yeah, where there's like well under their nose just walking around. They're like, what the fuck, man? Like you should know by now that shit doesn't work. Just like don't wear it or fucking put it up.
Exactly. Or I find the worst offenders are the people who like, because I have to take the subway to work, right? And it's the people who walk in the subway, so they pass the ticket taker with a mask on, and as soon as they get in the building, they take it off, and you're just like, really? Is this what you're doing? So you know what you have to do. You're just blatantly skirting the rules and blatantly refusing to do it. Like that's just asshole behavior.
Yeah,
right?
thankfully I haven't seen those people yet. So
there's so many of them. It's so annoying.
People suck.
Yes, they do, and it's upsetting. It's like, come on, people, we're in this together. Let's do this. But yeah.
Now I wonder if people hanging outside a convenience store will be wearing masks this time. I wonder.
Good segue. I like that. Well, to be honest, I know like Jay and Silent Bob are not, really contributing to society in the best way possible. But I think even they would be like, yeah, I guess I'd put a mask on. I really do think they would.
Well, I guess they did say in Dogma that they are pro-choice. So I guess like I feel they'd be pro-mask and whatnot.
Yeah. I like they're very liberal. They're actually, I mean, mostly Silent Bob, but we don't get his wisdom all the time. But they're legitimately intelligent people sometimes, and they're out there doing what they need to do for them to get by. But they're also not really assholes about it. I don't know. I kind of like them. They work together.
Yeah, I think Jay's more just stupid than asshole, really, I think. Or if he is an asshole, he's like not trying to be. So it's mostly okay.
Yeah, he's like, what do you mean I'm being an asshole? I don't understand it. I must admit, rewatching this movie. Okay, so I think the last time I talked to you was a Kevin Smith movie, and I had mentioned I watched Jay and Silent Bob reboot, and I hated it. Like, I really, really hated it. And going to watch this movie, I was really worried that I'm like, maybe I have a skewed view of this movie being funny. And really, it's exactly like the reboot. And I'm going to watch it. I'm going to hate every minute of it. I am glad to say I was wrong. I fucking laughed and I loved it. Yeah, no,
I like so many times I've seen this movie, and I did see it in the theater. It still holds up. And like, I think it's like, it's paced very well. The jokes are still mostly hold up. Yeah. And I think it's probably like between this and maybe Mallrats is probably my favorite like Kevin Smith like Jay and Silent Bob movie, I think.
Yes, I love Mallrats. Don't get me started on that one. But yeah, no, I watched this. Yeah, like a couple of the jokes and a couple of language are just like, oh, please stop saying that. Like they were just, you're like, oh, you're just out of time right now. But yeah, I thought it was really funny. Like it's like, but parts of it are so stupid that I was angry that I was laughing at it. I was like, this is just so dumb. Why am I laughing?
I know. This movie makes me want to see Phantom so badly just to see if Ben Affleck is abominable. But like every time, I never think to watch it after I watch this movie or I'd think of that line.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But apparently, I like posted online the other day, and I guess a couple people say that he was pretty good in that movie. So
Phantoms, yeah.
Well,
go ahead.
I was gonna say like I did see it once, but it was like when near around when I first started drinking, so I was like really drunk by the time the movie started, so I don't really remember anything of it. But I know I technically watched it, but remember nothing of it.
Well, me too. It wasn't drunk, but like I remember watching that movie. Like I know I've seen it at least once from beginning to end, sober, right?
Yeah.
And I remember nothing about that movie.
Like him and maybe Donald Sutherland is in it, maybe, or am I just? Is
Phantoms the one with the purple suit, or no? Is that the wrong one? That's Billy Zane, isn't it?
I don't even know. Maybe it could very well be. I don't remember that much of that movie, to be honest. I just know Ben Affleck is abominant. is all I remember, and he was maybe like a reporter or something like that for like some like rag magazine, like National Enquirer type thing. I think that's why he was there.
Okay, so this is the description on IMDb. In the peaceful town of Snowfield, Colorado, something evil has wiped out the community. And now it's up to a group of people to stop it, or at least get out of Snowfield alive. I don't know. It's based on a Dean Koontz book.
So it's some sort of weirdo aliens, I think, maybe.
Yeah.
That
okay.
Could, like, take people over or something.
Maybe. Okay. So from the looks of it, this is not the movie I was thinking of. I did not see this movie. Maybe I should see this movie. It's got Affleck. It's got Peter O'Toole, Liev Schreiber. Who else famous? Rose McGowan's also in it.
Am I thinking right? Is Donald Sullivan in it, or am I just putting him in it just because?
I think you might be mixing up with Peter O'Toole.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, so maybe that's like the token old person, maybe.
Yeah, there's no Donald Sutherland is not.
I don't know why I had him in my head for that movie. Yeah, okay. I think aliens are involved to some extent. So in my head, when they say Phantom, I think of a superhero movie. Oh, the Phantom with Billy Zane with like the purple suit and like the
and Christy Swanson. I got it completely wrong. Okay. So that's the movie I have seen. Still don't remember anything about it, but that's the movie I have seen. So maybe I really need to go and see Phantoms. I will get on that. That is just a project for me to do this weekend. Done.
Hey, sounds good.
Yeah. It's this one, and the other one they mentioned in there was Reindeer Games, and I laugh every time.
Yeah, and sometimes I do reindeer games.
I love the fact that people forget that the love interest in that movie is Charlize Theron. It's like
I think it's like
her first major role.
And I do remember it. That's her in that movie, but there's a caveat on that is because she does get naked in a scene, so that's so it was like early 2000s, so it was like early 20s, so that sticks out in my head.
Just sticks in your brain, right?
I apologize. I know I'm just being a big old male about that, but that's why I remember that movie.
Look, you were 20 something. You're like boobs, and it's
exactly
burned in there.
And it's Charlize Theron boobs, so it's not that it's a bad thing I'm remembering. So that was legitimately the only reason I remember that it was her in that movie.
Yeah. Right. And of course the other thing they do is Good Will Hunting, because it's Good Will Hunting 2. It's hunting season, which I think is hilarious. I would watch that movie. But the funny thing is that I must have taken way too long to see Good Will Hunting, because I didn't see it when it originally came out. I probably saw Good Will Hunting for the first time maybe 10 years ago. So it's probably a good 20 years after it came out. And I have to admit, I hate that movie. I think it's bad. I think everything about it is bad.
Yeah. I think I only saw it the once, probably when it hit videos, because like my parents used to rent movies like all the time when I was growing up. So that's how I knew all the Kevin Smith movies with Jen and Silent Bob, because it was happening to come out and stuff. And then probably watched that the once, and then I was like, okay, I saw it. Then didn't see what the big deal was really at the time, and then I've not seen it since.
Well, didn't they? I'm pretty sure they won like best original screenplay for that.
Yeah.
They won the Oscar for it.
Yeah, the two of them. Yeah.
So it blows my mind, because I watched the movie and I was like, 80% of the dialogue in this movie is the word fuck. So what am I looking at here? Why is this so great? And I understood the story, I understood what they were trying to do, but at the same time, like, this is not Oscar-worthy dialogue, guys. Come on. I think most of it was just Robin Williams. He just did what he does. Yeah.
Or just like it was a good script, because it made us think that Matt Damon was smart or something, maybe.
I don't know. I like Matt Damon. I like most of the stuff he does.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, don't you think like the kid, like the smaller kid at the beginning of the movie, like where like goes to like modern time and they're walking in to buy pot off them, and then they went to grab the papers, whatever. Like the smaller kid, don't you think I always think when I see him that he was cast just because he looks like a smaller Matt Damon.
You think so?
Like in a way, but not like spot on, but like just enough to be like, that's probably always had that in my back of my mind. It was like, you're a small bad David, so that's why you're here.
Totally possible.
Yeah, and then I like the fact that like baby like Silent Bob at the beginning of that is like his kid, like when she was like a year or two old, like Harley.
Yeah, it's Harley Quinn. Yeah,
well, like way back. So you can tell how like old that movie is because she's like in her 20s now or something like that. I think.
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
Like
well,
probably
this came out in 2001, so I
2001.
Think, yeah, I think she's born in like 1999 or something.
Yeah, it's because she was probably like 1 or 2 when that came out. Yeah, so this is probably So I definitely saw this in the theater like when it came out. And I remember like it's probably probably opening weekends because I remember the theater being like fairly full, if not almost full, and because I had as I said before, like my parents used to always rent movies all the time. Like I had seen all the other movies I had done except for Clerks or the first Clerks because I'd seen after this. So like I got all the inside jokes throughout the movie, and like because I knew about I'm not so spear today, I knew that was Clerks even though I hadn't seen it.
Yeah,
so me and like 2 other people were like laughing at like all the jokes, and everyone else was like that they were like looking at me at some of the jokes when I was laughing. I'm like, I'll tell you later.
No, it's true. If I remember correctly, I saw this with a bunch of friends as well, and most of them had seen maybe one other Kevin Smith movie.
Like probably, if anything, Mallrats, maybe.
Yeah, definitely Mallrats. Yeah. But like they laughed at more of the like making fun of Ben Affleck jokes and stuff, but not all the referential stuff to the other movies. They're just like, I don't know what's going on.
Just like at Tays Like This, I missed dating a lesbian.
Yeah.
I was laughing, and they're like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, Chasing Amy. I'll tell you later. It's a movie.
Exactly. They're like, that would never work as a comic book.
The other movie, like your romance.
Yeah. I mean, like I was so distracted by this movie that I spent most of the movie just picking out like who's what cameo is happening here, and I just started writing down names. I was like, why is this what I'm doing? Because I was just laughing throughout the whole movie, and I was like, I can't write the reference to this scene because that's a paragraph for each reference for people to get it. I'm not going to bother with any of this.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I picked up that it was Carrie Fisher like the first time.
She was the nun, yeah.
Yeah, like at the beginning of that, then and obviously like Will Ferrell shows up. He's like Marshall, Will, and Holly.
I completely forgot Will Ferrell was in this. Completely forgot.
Yeah, because he's not like fully like over the top like annoying Will Ferrell, because he still has like the Will Ferrell stuff, but he's not like as flamboyant, I guess, as he usually is with his stuff, or I guess he's slightly reined in. So I thought he was really funny in this movie because I find him, he's like kind of hit and miss for me.
Yeah. I don't know. I enjoy Will Ferrell.
Yeah. So because sometimes sometimes he does like go over the line sometimes, and I'm like, I don't like it, but he was like well within the line this time, so I thought he was pretty good.
Okay, so quick question: which Will Ferrell movie then do you think he goes over the line?
No, see, I haven't watched many of his movies just because of that. So I guess I really don't have one of those. I guess like probably like Step Brothers, I think, because they looks a little too Will Ferrell-y for me.
Well,
that makes sense.
Yes, I must admit they do go over the top, but it makes me angry. It's again another one of those movies
that just gets you.
Yeah, I'm just like, why am I laughing at this? This is so stupid. Why is this funny to me? And it's like embarrassing. It's thoroughly embarrassing that I'm laughing at like half the jokes in it. So it's fine. But I get it. I totally get it. I have watched a lot of Will Ferrell movies. He actually won me over with his serious movie, which was Freedom and Fiction, which I absolutely loved. And then I was just like, oh, he can actually act. He can actually do stuff. And then like, I really think Old School is very funny as well. And I think the only movie of his I haven't seen is surprisingly Talladega Nights. I have never watched that whole movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one yet either.
Yeah.
Which, as I said, I haven't seen most. So.
But I loved Anchorman.
I did like Anchorman. It was pretty good.
Yeah. So can't go wrong. Yeah. Also, one of the things I loved in this was a reference to Mallrats, because when they went to go save the monkey and they rescued an orangutan named Susan.
Yeah.
Because at the end of Mallrats, there's like, what happened to them? They had a monkey named Suzanne.
Yeah,
and there's a whole Weezer song about it.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Weezer song Suzanne. Even I was gonna say, oh Suzanne.
Yeah, I love it.
I'm not gonna sing because I'm not gonna subject everybody to my terrible singing.
But look it up; it's a great song.
Yeah, it's a great song. Yeah. So yeah, I think I remember at one point I think one of the guys from Weezer like listened to like the commentary track from Mallrats and like heard Ben Affleck singing along with the song was something that I was all happy that he was like singing along with Suzanne. He's like, Ben Affleck singing along with my song, sort of thing.
Oh God, now I have to watch Mallrats with the audio commentary just so I can hear this. Great.
Well, it's right at the end apparently, so you can just like go right to the original earlier. So,
but if I'm gonna watch Mallrats, I'm gonna watch all of Mallrats. What are you talking about?
Yeah, true enough. Have you seen the like the extended cut or whatever of it? Or
yes, I have. Where they go to like the gym in the beginning and stuff.
Yeah, and like Brody's on some like weird like TV show or some weird shit, and he's like outside the what's his face's house, and that's where you see him like with a towel. He's like doing like the boxing in front of the TV, and his towel goes down.
Yes.
You're like so you kind of see him through the window instead of just like him just kind of walking around like inside his house.
Yes.
Sort of thing. So the first like 20 minutes of the movie is like totally different
than the original script. They moved it around and stuff. And to be honest, what they took out really made a lot of sense because it was just too long of a setup. Yeah. And it made the jokes referencing that stuff less funny. Because they talk about like the girl doing laps back and forth because she'll look kind of fat on TV or whatever. But they went to the girl's funeral and they like went to where she died and there was like cops involved. You're just like, no, it's not funny anymore when it's like a real person. But cutting all that stuff out, you're just like, oh, it's just a funny story. Gotcha. I can keep going now. Yeah,
we can laugh at the person drowning in the pool because she had like an aneurysm or some shit. If you don't see it, just like why like the one girl having sex with the guy in the bathroom in Clerks is funny because we don't see it happen.
Exactly. Yeah, because if they put like a scene in, I'd have been like, no, I can't do this.
Yeah. That's like nope.
This is too much. Yeah, this is wrong.
Yeah.
So did you like this movie as much as you remember? Like
I did. It's like because I'd been a minute since I watched it because I'd seen it like a ton when it first came out.
Mm-hmm.
So going back and rewatching like beginning to end, I really really enjoyed it. Yeah. I probably laughed at like all the jokes and everything. I think I have like a page and a half of notes, and I just like stopped taking notes and just like watch the movie.
It is one of those things. Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, I need to stop taking more notes, and then I just didn't. So I think my last actual note is like the mystery machine. Is really
Yeah, like I said, I just started writing down names. So I was like, Carrie Fisher, George Carlin, Will Ferrell, Jon Stewart, Tracy Jordan, Judd Nelson, Dietrich Bader, Shannon Doherty, Jason Biggs, James Vanderbeek, Chris Rock, Jamie Kennedy, Mark Hamill, Wes Craven, Sean William Scott, Gus Van Sant. I know I have missed some.
It's a fucking Dawson.
It is.
It's me. It's a pie fucker.
Yeah.
yeah, like the part where Mark Hamill does like show up and he like comes through the wall and he's like he actually does have like the name on the screen. It's like, hey, it's me, kids. It's Mark Hamill. Applause and like pauses on him for a second. Like even in the theater, I was like, holy shit, it actually is him.
I know, right? Because at first too, I was just like, is that actually him or are they just making a joke? I was like, no, that's actually him. Okay, he's there. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then I guess too, looking like I was looking on the Wikipedia, I guess like he did the voice for Scooby in the Mystery Machine like scene as well.
Oh, really? That was him? Oh, God.
Because I guess like a portion of people don't know is like Mark Hamill does like a lot of like voiceover stuff. So
who doesn't know this anymore?
I guess there's probably like that one person that doesn't know.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, yeah, I mean, there are people born literally every day. So I guess they don't know. But if you're over the age of like 15 and you've watched TV and a movie, you should know this information.
Yeah, that's why I remember like at the old station I worked on, I was watching the Spider-Man animated series at like 4 a.m. because it was on TV, and I was have on one of the return feeds.
Mm-hmm.
And it was one of the episodes that had like the hobgoblin in it. And I was like, yeah, then he started talking. I'm like, oh, that's Mark Hamill's Joker voice.
Yeah.
or basically his Joker voice is just like a hair off. I'm like, oh yeah, I know who that is. Not even I was even like looking at the screen as soon as I heard him talking. I'm like, oh, Mark Hamill.
Yeah. Well, I find Mark Hamill has done that Joker voice so much that he, like, his regular speaking voice is practically the Joker voice now. Like, it's just so raspy and so hard that he just like talks regularly and like, oh, look, it's the Joker now. Like, okay, it's fine. But that's like Phil Lamar for me is the same thing. Like, I'll watch, I'm like, oh, that's Phil Lamar. You can pick him out. He's right there. I love it.
Yeah, I know too. And I was like, I remember like too watching the animated Ninja Turtles movie from like the mid 2000s. Mm-hmm. And like Kevin Smith had like literally like one line. There was like 4 or 5 words or something like that. And I was able to like pick it out. And the person I was watching with, they were like, bullshit. And they like had to stop it, pull it up in IMDb. And I was like, see, I told you, I know that voice way too fucking well. So I knew, so I was able to pick that out like right away.
Yeah. Like he's got a pretty distinct voice.
Yeah.
Him and Seth Green, since you're talking Ninja Turtles, like Seth Green does Seth Green all the time. He's like H. John Benjamin, right? They don't change their voice. The character has to mold around the sound of them. And you're like, but the thing is, for all of them, it works for some reason.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's right for the like one that line that Kevin Smith says in his movies.
Mm-hmm.
He just and I think what was it in this one? It was like, oh yeah, he was yelling at Jay about the sign on the back of the van.
Yes.
It's creatures of Hollywood, you dumb fuck. Say it, don't spray it.
God. Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, I like that scene where it's like parodying the fugitive, and then the monkey like kind of grabs him. I guess, as Jen Nelson says, that's like the ape.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the Great Ape Family?
Yes.
Right.
I actually didn't realize that was Judd Nelson. I had to wait till the credits at the end, and I was like, the cop was Judd Nelson?
Yeah. I think like when I first saw it, I was like, I think that's him. And then then like as soon as I saw the credits, I was like, oh yeah, that is him. Yeah. Because I was like, I recognize who that. When I first saw it, I was like, I recognize who that is. I'm like, I'm fairly certain, but
no, I didn't recognize him at all. I found it didn't even sound like him really. And so I was just
not really. Yeah.
I know. What do you think your favorite part in this movie is? What's your favorite scene?
That is really hard to pick out because basically this movie is like just a bunch of scenes, really. I think for the most part, but yeah, I think after it's probably like near the other end, it was like where they start fighting like Mark Hamill, that's Cockknocker.
Yeah,
and then the two of them have like their two like the blunt sabers, and they're doing the fight and stuff.
Personally, I like the 2 scenes where they break the 4th wall, where they're talking about like who's going to pay a whole bunch of money to see a bad ripoff of a blah blah blah, and then they look at the audience, and then they go back to talking like nothing happened. They did that twice in the movie, and those killed me. I really like those too.
Who'd pay to go see that?
Yes.
yeah. I think and they Will Ferrell and John Nelson did it. The one just like, oh, this feels like a bad had like a plot from the bad movie or something.
Yeah. So and also one thing at the end of the movie, I remember when so Because I Got High by Afro Man is over the end of the movie. And I remember when that song first came out, there's a huge controversy about it. Because like I think it was like one of those like mom groups or whatever. They're just like, oh, it's promoting, drug use and all this kind of stuff. And I'm just like, I love it's clear that none of these people have ever listened to the song.
If you actually listen to this like 3.5 minutes of that song, he didn't do all this stuff because he got high.
Yeah, he ruined his the whole point of the song is I got high instead of doing what I was supposed to do, and now my life is ruined and it's shit. And you're like, well, if you think that's a bad song for kids to listen to, then maybe you're doing something slightly wrong.
That's probably a lesson you should be teaching your kids. So listen to the song, but not in the way you think you should, but just be cautionary tale.
Yeah. So, I still remember that controversy because I was like, you people have definitely not listened to any of these things. You just want to get mad because the song is called Because I Got High.
Yeah, because it's it's talking about weed, so it means it's automatically good and stuff. And because I think he credited Kevin Smith and Howard Stern for the popularity of the song initially. Because I think Howard Stern, when he was still a thing or popular, he was playing a lot on his show or something, I think, too.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. It seems like his kind of thing.
I think that was a thing. I think that it was around the same time when when the movie came out and stuff. Yeah, because it's a 2001. Yeah, so that was still when he was popular.
But one thing about Because I Got High, it's a good sing-along song. It's a slow enough pace, really basic words. There's no drop the beat or anything like that. It's just straight through. Because I got high. Because I got high.
Because I got high.
Da, 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 da. Yeah, it's great. It's a great song. Don't get high, kids. Yes. Done. That's my message. But yeah. Also, this was because I was listening to the music at the end of the movie. I have never watched the end of the credits of this movie. And at the end of the credits, you have God, quote unquote. Wait, I should say quote unquote God, Alanis Morissette, closing the View Askew book of the story and walking away. And I was like, call back to Dogma. Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, sure. Yeah. I never even saw it part.
Right.
As I said, of how many times I've seen this movie, I don't think I've watched it that far.
Yeah, me neither. It was one of those things where just listening to the song, doing whatever, and I was coming back to turn it off, and I was like, "Oh, look, there is something at the end of the credits. Look at that."
Yeah, because he manages to get most of the people from his movies and stuff, at least for a scene or two.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because Chris Rock is the director of was it Shakalooka King?
Yes. Such a dumb name.
He seems a little more angry than he usually does, the Chris Rock angry for some reason.
Yeah. Well, it was really funny that he was I'm the only black man on set. All my intern is white. Look at this white man who's blonde and stuff. Get me coffee. I can't say what he actually said. It's no,
notice how I'm not saying any of it.
Yes, you're just gonna laugh along and be like, it's funny.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm the only one allowed to say it, and even I'm just like, no, you've gone too far.
No, you're just kind of skirting around it like that.
Yeah. But I thought that was great too. I think Kevin Smith called in all of his favors for this movie, every single one. He's like, dude, come on, remember. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, because I think that was one of the fourth wall breaks, when Ben Affleck and Matt Damon are talking to each other. He's like, when they're talking about the movies, and he's like, they do this and then do the movie because your friend says you owe him.
Yeah. But it's great though. I do want to see Good Will Hunting 2 hunting season. That needs to happen. Okay. I need them to shoot things.
And have you seen Scream 3?
I have seen all of the Screams.
Sorry,
hold on. Did you see the ad? There's a new Scream coming out.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, so that's kind of what made me remember that this scene was in there because when they get to set, they're going through all this stuff and they see the Shannon Doherty. Then they because they're doing yet another Scream, whatever it is, and then they run through through that thing. And I guess they did actually showed up on Scream 3 at some point or something.
They do?
Yeah, like in the actual Scream 3 ask, I think that's why he has Wes Craven in this one.
Well, I guess I have to go watch Scream 3 again now too. God
Yeah,
damn it.
because I know I've seen the first one,
Mm-hmm.
and and now because it's October, the theater at Young and Dundas is showing Scream at like 10 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
and I almost went last night, but I'm old. I was tired, and like 9 o'clock rolled around. I fell asleep, and I was like, I'm not going because I'm gonna fall asleep in the theater if I go.
Yeah.
But I kind of want to go, but it's fucking 10 p.m. Like,
yeah, it's such a great movie though.
Yeah,
like that first Scream movie is just so perfect.
Yeah, so I know I've seen that one. I think I've seen the second one, but I haven't seen anything past that because there was a show at some point, or they're doing a show about it or something, I think too.
Is the new thing a TV show or is it a movie? I thought it was a movie.
Or I was thinking that they were going to do a show and they didn't pick up or something, or I think.
Oh no!
Sorry, because for some reason I have that in my head or something. But
there was Scream the TV show that was in 2015. Yes, that was a thing.
Ooh. So I guess it only lasted one season, probably.
No, it says 2015 to 2019.
Oh,
really? I did not watch any of that.
No.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah. So,
but it also says only 29 episodes. So
it's probably like a 10 season or something like that.
It says 3 seasons.
So 29 divided by 3 is math. So whatever that is.
So the first season is 10, the second season is 13, and the third season is 6.
Oh.
I don't know. But I did not watch a single episode of that. And the new one is a movie. It is a new movie.
Yeah, because I think Courtney Cox and the other girl,
Nev Campbell.
Yeah, there is back, and then the other guy, Oscar Dewey or whatever. I think he's back too.
Oh yeah, David Arquette. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. I couldn't think of his actual real name.
It's okay.
But yeah, I think I saw something because I remember seeing like the picture of like him in character or whatever. So I couldn't think of his actual name. But so that's probably out like next year, probably, I assume.
Yes, it says 2022 on it.
So I think that's why Wes Craven's in there, because I'm assuming Scream 3 came out first, and then I think.
Yeah, Scream 3 came out in 2000. So yeah, it would have been a year before.
Yeah, then Gus Van Sant is because he directed Good Will Hunting, I think, right, the first one.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why he was like on set for that one. Like, damn it, Ben, I said I'm busy.
Yeah, I do have to go back and watch this now for those kinds of references. Oh yeah, she had stupid bangs in this movie. Okay, I'm not going to make fun of Courtney Cox's hair right now. That is not what this is about.
Wait, you don't want to make fun of early 90s or late 90s fashion at all?
I mean, okay, we could make fun of that fashion any day, okay? But those bangs are ridiculous, is all I'm saying. There was a Scream 4. I definitely did not see Scream 4.
Oh, is there a fourth one? Fuck.
Yeah. Or in the IMDb, there was a 4.
Yeah, because is that the one that Hayden Panettiere from Heroes is in, or is that the third one? No, because the third one's 2000. Yeah, so it would have been before Heroes. So because I guess 4. So I guess 4 is the one.
This came out in 2011.
So I think that's the one that has Heroes girl in it.
Yes, it does. Also has Emma Roberts in it. She's a weird one, and Anna Paquin. Why?
Really?
Weird. Yeah. Well, see, now you're just giving me a whole bunch of movie homework to go do. Like, what do I have to watch? Phantoms. I have to watch Scream 3 and 4. There was something else. What was the other thing? There were 4 movies I was supposed to watch. My old lady brain. Already forgetting.
Yeah, me too.
But I was just really happy that it was still funny.
Yeah, because same thing. Like, I have like a soft spot for all Kevin Smith movies, so I didn't hate Reboot, but it wasn't great either. I can recognize that it wasn't
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
really kind of hated it. That one is on the same level as Cop Out for me.
Yeah.
And those are brutal. Jeez. Yeah. Like when I was watching a reboot, I was just like, why is this not finished yet? You've said 5 sentences. Can we go? That would be awesome. But yeah, Cop Out was just like Bruce Willis stood around and watched Tracy Jordan do weird things, and you're just like, what is happening right now? It was just so weird.
Yeah, and plus too, like I gotta love that movie because that's like where that's the movie that the gif of Tracy Morgan just saying like no and just shaking his head like nope.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So according to this, I did make one note that was not just a bunch of names. And there's the scene where they are running from the security guard through the studio lot.
Yeah.
And they run. Did you catch this? They ran through the quote unquote Daredevil set. There's a guy.
Yeah, and Daredevil student did the flip, whatever. Yeah.
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 I don't know. I've never noticed that before, and I thought that was friggin' hilarious.
Yeah, because I think at that point, like he had written the Daredevil storyline or whatever, and then obviously, I think a few years later, Ben Affleck is Daredevil himself. Yeah.
That was horrible.
Oh, that was not a good movie.
No.
Yeah, no, but I always think of that one scene, like where he was like up on the rooftop and it's just about to rain. When I went down the subway because you can tell it's starting to come because you got like the change in air pressure.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So automatically makes me think of that scene like all the fucking time if I'm on the subway. It's like, why won't you let me forget about this fucking bad movie?
I don't know. The thing I think about when I'm in the subway is a scene from Mimic where the mimic creature kills a bunch of like 3 kids. And I was like, that's dark, guys. That was wrong.
And knowing Mimic, it was a probably a fair chance it may have been filmed in Toronto too, probably.
Either that or New York. Surprised, actually. Yeah.
Because because like the night the movie we're talking about next, actually, like the one scene where they're in the subway is actually like the base station.
Yes. So this is a very good segue to Johnny Mnemonic because watching this movie, I was looking at scenes. I was like, that looks like this corner. That looks like here. That looks like this kid. I don't think this is filmed in Toronto. It's fucking filmed in Toronto, 90% of it.
Yeah. And then the part where where they're running away they're hanging out with Henry Rollins and they're running away. They're like in Union Station. Like
that was the scene that I was like, I have to look this up because that's fucking Union Station. It has to be. And I looked it up and I was like, yeah, definitely filmed in Toronto. And I was just like, why do I spot Toronto so easily? It's amazing. Blows my fucking mind. But yes. So talking about movies, I was really hoping this is going to be good still. It's so bad.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, this is definitely one of the movies that I always remember to watch when I'm not at home. But like as soon as I got home, I'm like, oh yeah, well, I should watch something. Then never, if I can remember, I was like, oh yeah, I should watch Johnny Mnemonic. So I just for years just kept on not watching it. Then rewatch it for this. I was like, yeah, no wonder I haven't watched it since the first came out.
It's so bad. I was shocked how bad this is. Like, I know we all have a soft spot for Keanu Reeves because he is just a great human being.
Yeah.
But shit, man, you're kind of a bad actor.
Yeah.
And every once in a while, he reminds me of that.
Yeah, I know you didn't have quite the Keanu cool with him in this movie, really.
I mean, I think the Keanu cool came out pretty early in his career.
Yeah, definitely like Point Break is like definitely like it's like the high spot for you. Yeah, but like, this was after that. And
he also did that Paula Abdul video, the Come Back to Me song. Yeah.
Huh.
What, you didn't know about this?
Oh my God. I have to watch this afterwards.
Yes.
So what's it called?
I think the song's called Come Back to Me. Paula Abdul.
I have to actually write this down because I'm gonna forget.
Oh, sorry. It's the actual name of the song is Rush Rush.
Rush. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I imagine it being Paul Abdul and Keanu, it's going to like look extremely early 90s.
Actually, it's actually kind of made to look like it's the 1950s in the video. So it doesn't look as dated as you'd expect it to look because it's already got like, it's already going back. There's like a drag race in it and stuff. Like, it's very cute.
I'm down. Oh yeah, and before we go to more Johnny Mnemonic, we missed the Star Trek connection. Well, in the scene where they're at, after they got the ape, and they're in the diner, like in that area is where Kirk fought the Gorn.
Was it really?
Yeah, in that area, yeah. So if you notice, like the name of the cafe or whatever is called the Arena Cafe or something like that, and it's because that episode was like called like the Arena or something like that.
Oh my god! Because you said there was a Star Trek. I was like going through all the actors and the faces in my head. Yeah. I was like, I didn't see anybody. Yeah, it was a location.
Yeah, okay. yeah. So as I said, like there was nobody else I know. And with Johnny Mnemonic, how did Henry Rollins or Ice-T not show up in an episode of like Voyager or Deep Space Nine?
Right.
Especially with like how they were in this movie. I think they would be primed for some like weird ass like alien from like one of the other like quadrants.
Exactly, and it would be perfect.
Yeah. So I was like, how did they not show up in Star Trek? So I had to like look up and be like, really not? And they weren't.
No, unfortunately. Yeah. So one thing I found very funny about this movie is that it takes place in the far future of 2001, 2021. Sorry.
Yeah, so it's happening now. So I guess that's what the virus that won't be named is really called is NAS or the nervous attenuated syndrome or whatever.
Mm-hmm. We just can't pay attention and we get all fidgety. Done.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah. My first note for this movie is it is 2021. The world is run by corporation and there is a plague. Sounds familiar. That is my first note. Yes. Yeah. My second note is I don't understand what the 90s obsession with visualizing the internet was.
Because even like when your hackers episode, you mentioned this one, and it was like right before I watched it, so I was like, oh, I wonder what that looks like, and it was like right at the beginning. I'm like, oh yeah, that looks like shit too.
I was like, this reminds me of Lawnmower Man. Oh my god.
Like that's one of my notes from later on with like when he had like the VR gloves or whatever later on.
He's like hands in the screen.
That was like 100% right head like Lawnmower Man.
Why was it whenever somebody was in VR, the first thing they would do is it's hands up in the screen so we can see the hands? You're just like, why are you doing that? Not necessary, guys. Like, I mean, if Johnny Mnemonic was like, if he was a character it was the first time he was doing that, fine, I would get it. But it's very clear it's not the first time he's done this. So why would you be like, oh, cool, my hands? Makes no sense.
Yeah, and then like dialing the phone on the TV with like the remote. It was like that seemed really cumbersome as well. That was like seemed like a really bad way to try and dial a phone.
Well, yeah. So that's so this is the thing that frustrated me. The technology in this movie made no fucking sense because you live in a society where you can plug your brain into stuff and it's VR this and all kinds of stuff. You can modify human beings to have all these things and whatever, but you're still faxing and you're still using a VCR.
Yeah, and then too, like what they're uploading the information on was on like a Sony mini disc too.
Mm-hmm. I mean, people barely remember what mini discs were. They were here for like a year.
Yeah, or like for like a minute. Yeah, like there's only this and like Last Action Hero is only really two things I can think of that had like mini disc players.
Yeah,
because he kind of did like the thing that like how come like action movies always have fucking music playing. So like when that one ended, he kind of has it on his seat, kind of changes it like mid fight.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was like a one movie that everyone always sleeps on. It's like a secretly like good movie.
Last Action Hero was actually phenomenal because I do remember when I first watched that movie and I was like, this is fucking bullshit. But every single time I've seen it since, which is a surprising amount, I'm like, this movie is art. Like, I'm at the point where no, this is art. Like, this is glorious. Like, what? How could I have been so blind before? You know?
Yeah, and then like, yeah, like even at the point where he's like him as the fake Arnold talking to like the press, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I only killed like this many people, like 12 less in the last movie, so like I'm making sure I don't do that or whatever." Too, I was like, that just like stuff like that, even too.
Yeah,
the attention to detail,
which I loved. I loved it. Yeah, it's definitely one of those movies where you have to talk people into watching it because they're like, I remember that movie being garbage. I'm like, no, you need to watch that again. You need to look at it. You need to pay attention to how they structure the story within the story within the story, how they bring the two worlds together, how they bring the real character and the fake character together. Like the whole, it is satire, but it's done so well that it's masked as a bad movie, but purposefully so if you pay attention to it.
Oh, so good. Now I think I would need to watch Scream 3 and then Last Action Hero.
We're just adding movies to the list of things you need to watch. Yes. While I'm editing, I have to like be like, okay, we said this movie, write it down. Oh, we said this movie, write that down. Yes. And just get on that list of things to look at.
Yeah. And then too, like how is Udo Kier not also being in a Star Trek?
I don't know.
Because I always think of him in Blade, like when I see him.
Yes.
Where he's like screaming at Frost. He's like, "Damn it, Frost, I'm talking to you." I always fucking think of that. And then him going up in flames like later on when he, spoiler alert, when Frost kills him.
Yes.
Sorry,
spoiler. Yeah.
Udo Kier always like plays like a weird character. I love him so much.
Mm-hmm. I'm also surprised. Maybe Dina Meyer's been in a Star Trek. That's possible.
I don't. She was in Starship Troopers. I know that much, but I don't think she. I don't think so. Because I think it was because she showed up in a couple or at least one of the Saws like recently.
She was. Oh, that's right. She was a Romulan in Star Trek Nemesis. That is correct. I forgot about that.
What, seriously?
Yeah.
Oh.
She is the Romulan commander. So when they're in that nebula and they're trying to take what's his name's ship, to like distract him, she tries to like help them.
Oh, okay.
Yes. That's right. Boom. I knew she was in Star Trek.
I have to check this out now. I did not remember that because I actually like Nemesis.
You're one of the few.
And like everyone says, like a bad movie, but I always liked it.
Yeah, I don't hate it. The one I hate is Insurrection. Like I hate everything about that movie. Yeah. Well, except for dancing, Picard, and Worf getting a pimple. I think those two things are very funny. But that is it's a bad, like everything about that movie is bad. Yeah. And like I get what they were trying to do in it and everything, but it was a bad movie. Yeah. But that one makes me angry. But everything else, all the other movies, I'm like, you know what? I'm okay with all these. These are fun.
Yeah. And then I didn't realize that Shinzan was Tom Hardy until Dark Knight Rises came out, and they're just he was on one of the mini talk shows or whatever, and then just like blah blah blah, and then brought up Nemesis. I was like, oh yeah, that was him. So as soon as they said it, I was thinking about it, and then too, I didn't realize that his viceroy is Ron Perlman.
It is, yes.
Yeah, that guy who's always.
Wait, how could you not realize? As soon as he starts talking, I
know. Because I just thought much about it because it had been a minute since I'd watched it. So as soon as I started thinking about it, I was like, oh yeah, that's 100% Ron Perlman. Because as soon as he's doing stuff like under the makeup, 100% know it's him. Yeah, because I remember watching Beauty and the Beast with my mom when it was on TV, like way back.
That's where I know him and Linda Hamilton from originally.
Yeah, and then too, obviously with the two Hellboys, So like, and then too, like I think he was on the motorcycle show as well, but of course, like the
Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah. So
he was also in like Pacific Rim as well. He's done so much stuff.
Where's my shoe?
I mean, those are pretty cool shoes. You
Yeah,
must
they
admit.
were.
I would want to track that shit down myself. Yes.
I know, like I wish they would make shoes like that my size, but they don't. So I can never get shoes that fit.
You know a character like that got them custom made.
Oh yeah, it should. Yeah, so true enough.
For sure.
So yeah,
For sure.
yeah, because I imagine they probably cost a few bucks.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But yeah, so like we never figured out where that lady was going at the beginning of the movie. She was like going out for ice, and then she never came back.
Well, I think that was the point. I think she was like a prostitute.
Oh.
That's
okay,
what I got from it, because later on in it, when he's bitching about what he wants.
Oh yeah, like that the 10,000 a night hooker. Yeah, so
yeah, like I think that's what. Yeah,
I was always wondering why that stuck out. So I guess that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also, that scene is horribly acted, horribly edited, horribly shot. And B, everything he says makes you not want to like the character, but the whole point of the movie is for you to like this character.
Yeah.
I was very frustrated by that scene. I'm like, why would you put this here? Or why would you make it in such a way? Like, instead of being a petulant child, if you made him more regretful about missing whatever his life is, you would feel more sympathy for him, compared to the way it's done, where he comes across as like a bratty kid having a little tantrum. You're just like, if that was at the beginning of the movie, it wouldn't have mattered. But because it was close to the end, you're just like, well, now I don't like you anymore. And you're not working hard enough for me to like you now.
No, yeah. Yeah, that definitely did come off a little too whiny for my liking. Like, especially that far into the movie, yeah.
Yeah.
Not like that. And then too, like after when he was looking through like the aquarium or whatever, did like those two little kids look like the Shining twins, do you think?
I did not check. I didn't think so. It did not trigger that in my brain. So I don't know. So my other question is, I have a question. So quite late into the movie, they bring in this like ghost in the machine woman out of nowhere. Why?
Yeah, I know. Like, that was one of those things that, like, I kind of seen there's probably like more scenes with her to explain what the hell she was doing, but she only showed up every so often. So I was like, "What are you doing?"
Well, within the movie, you find out she was the creator of the company who had died a couple years before and uploaded her consciousness when she was sick into the company database. Fine, I get it, but. Well, no, I don't really get it, because I don't understand why that storyline was necessary in the movie at all. Like she doesn't actually do anything. She doesn't stop anything. She doesn't forward the story. She just sort of appears halfway through the movie like a ghost for no reason, and nobody actually pays attention to her. They just keep shutting her off. Yeah. I'm like, why is this here?
It made me think of Borderlands 2 a little too much when she was like showing up every so often.
What do you mean? So Borderlands is the video game, right?
Yeah. And like in the second one, like it was the same thing. Like the character is like I think at this point she was dead, but like she like shows up. It's kind of like a ghost, and the kind of like I think was what they're possibly trying to do in this movie, is to help guide the character to do something, and then later on you do this one level and it's like, oh yeah, this is what happened, this I died. I think it was because I think it was like the end of the first game is where she died or something like that. I'm forgetting because it's been a minute since I've played the game, so I'm just trying to remember. But yeah, but like anyway, she's like kind of like helping the character throughout the game, and it was the same effect you see on the screen with her, so her face kind of like a ghosty face.
Yeah, but the difference is in that it seems like she's a helper. Like she shows up to guide you and help you. Whereas in this, it doesn't do anything.
No, because like you think she was there for like the Asian guy to stop him from trying to do what he was doing, but she was helping him. But you think then you think she was supposed to be helping Johnny Mnemonic, but she kind of wasn't either. She was like, help me, Johnny, and then that was it.
Yeah, which made no sense. Like, I have a feeling that maybe there was something, like the way the movie was edited together, there was something probably earlier that got cut, and then they just were like, well, it's too late now. here she is again. That's what I'm feeling about that.
Yeah. Yeah. That was like a weird part of the movie, like her just randomly showing up here so often.
Yeah, and also Dolph Lundgren as this street preacher was also very weird. Like, this is a weird movie. Don't get me wrong, it's weird, but
and the weirder thing with that is like this was his last movie before like the Expendables. Like, yeah, like it was this, and then he didn't do movies for like years, and then he came back to do the Expendables.
Really?
So he left on this movie and came back for the Expendables.
1995.
Yeah.
No, he must have done something between.
Yeah,
I know he had a long break, but
yeah, I'm fairly certain like this was his last movie, but like before he like disappeared for a while.
Oh no, he was in a bunch of stuff. It's all, I'm looking at all the names of these movies. I'm just like, I have never heard of any of these things.
Or just maybe nothing that's like anybody would know.
Well, is Peacekeeper the movie I'm thinking of? No, it's not. That's a different movie. Yeah, he's got a shit ton of things, but I don't remember none of these titles make any sense to me. Let's see. Yeah, so Expendables was in 2010. Oh no, he did Universal Soldiers within that time period.
Oh yeah,
that one I definitely know those.
I forgot about those movies.
Oh no, okay. The first Universal Soldier came out in 1992, and the next one I'm seeing on this list, he comes back for Regeneration in 2009. So that came out before Expendables. So there you go. I know one movie. I recognize and have seen one movie that he did. I don't know. Yeah, he's done some weird shit, but he's getting his shit back together, which I actually think is kind of great. Because he's doing Expendables again, which is ugh. And that's right, he was in Aquaman.
Oh yeah, that's what he was.
And he did a voice in Minions. That's right.
I still haven't seen any of those yet.
Oh, you should. They're great. Despicable Me 1 and 2 are really good. 3, the first Minion movie is pretty good too. I would definitely give it a shot. Aquaman, you don't have to watch Aquaman. No need to.
Too late. I already saw it.
So have I, sadly. So have I. I'm sorry. He made a Kindergarten Cop 2 in 2016.
What?
Exactly. This is the same confusion I am having.
Did he ask the age-old question? Who's your daddy and what does he do?
I did not see this. Maybe I have to do some more research and watch this one now.
No, I don't think you need to put that one on your list.
No? Okay, I'll skip it. Done.
Yeah.
I'm very happy to skip it. I'm okay with that.
Whatever makes you say that.
Yeah. He did a voice on Sanjay and Craig, which also didn't last very long.
Sanjay and Craig.
Yeah, Sanjay is this Indian kid who's got a snake as a friend, and they go on adventures. I thought the show was really hilarious. Everybody else thought I was crazy, and it was weird. I was like, fine, whatever.
That sounds familiar. I have to look that up too.
Also, can I say I really don't like the Expendables movies? I really don't. I think they're just really bad.
Yeah.
I know we're there to see shit get blown up and all that kind of stuff. I get it. But we can try a little bit. That's all, a little bit.
Yeah, there's definitely diminishing returns with each one. Like the first one is probably the best one of the three.
Yeah.
But not saying it's good, but but yeah, they're definitely not great movies.
Yeah, because I think as the movies come out, they keep adding more and more people to them, and they don't know what to do with it. Because I think it's the second one or the third one. Jet Li shows up in the beginning for like a 5-minute like fight scene, and then he's like, "I'm gonna go home to see my dad," and then leaves. And I was like, "Where are you going?"
Yeah, and just like doesn't show up, or like shows up and be like, "Hey guys, remember me?" at the end of the movie.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you're just like, what? No, I'm here for the Jet Li. Come back.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think that was the one that was like the third one that was like even like PG-13 even. So
Yeah.
like, yeah. So I was like, this lame.
And one of them, Jean-Claude Van Damme played the bad guy, and he played a really good bad guy.
I think that was I believe that was the second one.
Yeah.
Because I think he ends up killing like one of the Hemsworth brothers.
Oh, really? Okay.
Like because he's like I think like Liam, he's like the sniper guy at they do the first mission, whatever, and then the John Claude shows up. He's like, "Hey, I'm the bad guy, so I'm going to do bad guy stuff," and he ends up killing him to see like, "Hey,
you got to kill somebody, right?"
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's included in the bad guy stuff.
Yeah.
So, and then because they were showing like because they're all like showing like oh everyone loves like the new kid who's like the Hemsworth brother. He's like oh he's gonna be around forever because he's a good kid, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then
he goes down real quick.
Yeah, gets a big old knife in the chest or I think or something like that.
God,
I think or something because he does that because he has somebody holding it. Then he does like a Jean-Claude like kick into it or something crazy like that. I think is what the deal was.
Horrible, I say. Horrible.
Yeah.
But talking about bad guy stuff, what's the deal with these bodyguards? I found them to be very weird and pointless. Like they didn't do anything.
because Dina Meyer goes up, she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm faster than you," and then like takes them out, and then they're still there for the rest of the movie, and there's shown to be like bad bodyguards for it to occur.
Yeah, he ends up dead. That's being a bad bodyguard.
Yeah. With the lightsaber string.
Yeah. And that's the funny thing is after he kills the guy, one of the bodyguards is running with him to still get Johnny Mnemonic and stuff. And you're just like, what are you doing? He just killed your boss. Shouldn't you be trying to kill him? You're not doing your job right.
Or your boss is dead. You don't need to be there anymore.
Yeah, just go home. It's over.
Be like, all right, I'm done. So I guess I don't have a body to guard anymore. So peace out.
Makes no sense. And also, this Ice-T's character confuses me. Like, do anything.
Yeah, he shows up like on the TV and stuff. Like I like when he first shows up, he's like snatch back your brain, snatch it back and hold it. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because you think that's going to lead to something later on in the movie, but it leads to nothing. So you're like that. Okay.
I mean, to be honest, it leads to a dolphin who's a hacker who fails at hacking the one thing he's supposed to be really good at hacking. So I don't know. It just made no sense. Like none of that made sense.
Yeah, because that doesn't work. So they end up, like what Keanu ends up hacking his own brain, or whatever, and then he finds out. And was the first image radioactive man?
What was the first image? I don't remember what the first image was.
Like I swear, it looked very much like radioactive man.
Okay. Yeah, because one was an animated thing.
Or it looked very much like, or like a radioactive man, like rebuff.
Oh, or is it like Captain Planet looking?
I think it was very much yellow. So like I have radioactive man in my head.
I mean, honestly, it could have been radioactive. Maybe somebody who's drawing. I need to draw a cartoon thing. Oh, I'm watching The Simpsons. Oh, up and at them. Done.
Yeah, because I think, or they were watching like an anime there, so it may have just been like a random anime character that just happened to look like them. But
yeah, I don't think any of those scenes were anything real. I wouldn't worry about that kind of stuff. Oh my God, that whole thing was just so weird. And what else?
Yeah, and I love too like how like they were saying that 320 gigs was like a lot of memory. like at the time, it definitely 100% was because there's nothing like that big at the time. But now I have like 3 times as much in like my computer right now. I have like 5 terabytes of like hard drive space in my computer right now. Yeah,
they kept saying all of these like crazy data sizes, and I was like, that's not crazy.
It's like I have 80 and I can double up to 160, but like then it was like 120, 320 even.
Yeah. Dude,
But like, yeah,
I have that. That's fine.
yeah, like 95 time. Yeah, that was definitely big. Yeah, because I remember my first computer, like megabytes of RAM.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, if I upgrade my phone, I could have double that, so it's fine. Walk around with it in my pocket. It's all good. But also, like, I don't understand too. Like, I know in the beginning there's that whole like 3 paragraphs explaining what's happening and stuff. But at the same time, like, why do they still think that putting it in someone's brain is the safest way to transport it? Like, if you waited like 2 years, you would have had a thumb drive you could just put in your pocket or wear it as a necklace. Like, what else?
Yeah, I guess. But so I guess I was at the one way of like, even like he was like, hey, I don't have any, cargo or anything or a bag, so like I'm not carrying anything. And then they scanned his head, and it was like a dyslexia implant.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how he was able to get away with thinking it was not that.
Yeah.
So, so I guess that was the best way to, I guess, so you're not carrying anything, so it doesn't seem like you're smuggling.
Yeah, but I mean, if you think about it, if you can get it like a thumb drive that looks like, I don't know, like a cool car on your keychain, they'll let that through. You'd be fine.
Yeah, but then they're at least check it.
That's true. They could
Yeah.
check it. But I don't know. I think, carrying, but also, hold on. Also, if this is an implant that is in your brain, why is it using your brain storage capacity? Why can't it just be a chip that is a memory chip?
Yeah, because their reasoning behind that is he didn't have any like childhood memories, so he had to replace the chip with that. So like I don't understand, like memories don't hold like physical space, so it's not like they needed to take other memories to put the chip in.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions to be had about the logistics of this
whole
situation.
Mid-90s we didn't still have quite a grasp of like computers and stuff, because that's just when they started really become like public.
Well, I think it was more to do with the fact that, like, it's scary, it's technology. Oh,
what can we do with it, sort of thing, like this. This is that bad technology where it could go.
Yeah, but this is my problem with the movie. It's like it's about the future, but all of your technology in the movie is right now, and like when the movie came out, like that time period. And it's like the developers of the film didn't think about like outside technologies. They only thought about like, okay, the dude carries information in his head, crazy, but everything else was just like, oh, here's a VCR, here's, we're faxing things, whatever. You're just like, come on, guys, you could have thought of more stuff than that.
Yeah, it just reminds me of like the old Batman like animated thing where it was like he had like that whole bad computer, but was still driving around in like cars from like 1932.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that was different. We are not disparaging the animated series in any way, shape, or form. It is a stylistic choice with technology on top of it. There's a difference.
Yeah, true.
Difference.
Yeah, I retract my shitting on the animated series. That's just
you better.
That's just blasphemy right there. Blasphemy.
It is blasphemy. Oh my god! But I was gonna mention this before because you had mentioned watching the Spider-Man animated show, and the thing is I look back at that show now and I realize how old they made Peter Parker look. Like he's supposed to be in high school. He looks like he's 35. And I'm just like, how did this not register before?
Yeah, that's where they got the idea of casting what's his face in the first Spider-Man movie.
Oh, Tobey Maguire?
Yeah, because he's the same thing. He's like 35 and he's supposed to be in fucking high school.
Yeah, but Tobey Maguire at that point gets away with like maybe second year university. And I would be like, you know what? 20, 22, fine. I could go with that. Like, I don't think he looks like he didn't look 35. He definitely looked younger than 35. So that's fine.
But wait, was he in high school in that show though?
Yeah, he was in high school. In the first one, he was a senior in high school. Oh, okay. And in the second one, when the best Spider-Man movie, where he starts losing his powers, it was like his first year of university and stuff, and it was just like a lot of stress and things. Yes, you feel for him in that movie. Get it? I don't know why people shit on Tobey Maguire. He did a great job as Spider-Man. No, he didn't look like a high school student, but he did a great job as Spider-Man. I don't know.
And then he held his own fighting Joe Manganiello as
Flash.
He
did. Also, Joe Manganiello looks psychotic in that movie with his frosted tips and shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Because he was Flash Thompson, right? So wasn't he supposed to be Venom after or some shit? He was supposed to come back.
Yeah. Like if he was sticking around for the third one, but that didn't happen.
Yeah, the third movie just ruined everything.
Yeah,
so bad. Oh my god. But we'll talk about that when we get to it. I gotta keep that. Yes. Anyways, back to Johnny Mnemonic. I also don't have a lot of notes for this movie because I was just confused most of the time.
Yeah.
Like I just sat there staring at going, I don't know what's even going. I don't even know what to write because I'm just so confused as to what's going on. Like it just makes no sense to me. Yeah. And I didn't remember Henry Rollins was in it. I did remember Ice-T. I forgot about Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah.
Even though it's legitimately like on the box, it says Dolph Lundgren. And I was like, wait, what? And then I watched it and I was like, oh, there he is.
Yeah, like when I first saw this movie, I probably at the time didn't know who Henry Rollins was. Mm-hmm. So I thought it was probably like, hey, I probably would have saw him in like other stuff. And probably then afterwards, was like realized that he was like the singer guy because he's from like Black Flag or something like that, I think, or something. Or
I forget what band he's from.
Yeah,
I've just always known him as Henry Rollins, and like he screams a lot when he does things.
Yeah,
it's fine. So I think this is actually one of his like early ones when he was just like, I'm doing music, but I'm also gonna try this whole acting thing. You know, since Ice-T can do it, so
yeah. Yeah, because like in the early to mid 90s, Ice-T was like in a number of movies, because he was also in Tank Girl.
Yes, he was. Mm-hmm.
And then I always forget what it was called. Like the movie where like there was like the two like firefighters, and then they end up like finding out like some like guy's stash was at some like some place, and then they go out and they're trying to steal, and then like Ice-T is like playing like a gangster guy, and then him and his buddies like show up and they like fight too, and then they're trying to get them at the same time.
They're firefighters,
I think, or something like that. Like it's like two guys are firefighters or something like that. And then they like see them like at the beginning of the movie like busted and they're like fighting a apartment fire, and then some guy had like a bunch of like silver and gold or some shit. And then he told them like where it was. I always think about that movie, I think, as Ice-T is like in it, but I always forget like what it was called.
Well, see, my thing is, as soon as you say firefighters, I think of Backdraft, but that's not Backdraft at all.
Yeah, it's definitely not Backdraft.
I'm looking. Oh my god, he did a voice on Duckman. Oh, what was that show? Mnemonic, Tank Girl, Surviving the Game. No, what is this? That's Wealthy Businessmen. No, so I don't think it's that one.
Trespass. No, right?
Trespass, where he plays King James.
Yeah.
Two firemen, in a burning building get a treasure map. Stolen gold church items are hidden in a closed down factory in St. Louis. Once there, they're trapped in by a black gang, considering it their territory. All right. William Sadler's in there. Also, the other ice person, Ice Cube.
Dom Mega.
And Bill. Is that Bill Paxton? It is Bill Paxton.
Yeah.
May he rest in peace. He's so great.
He was in the movie that the first movie I remember seeing in the theater, which was True Lies.
Mm-hmm. God, I love that movie.
Yeah, where he's like the car salesman
Yeah.
trying to pick up Arnold's wife. Sorry.
He is the only actor to be killed by a Terminator, a Predator, and an alien.
Yeah.
It's so great. He's so lucky. No, I don't know.
Because he was in the first Terminator when he comes back in time for the first time, right?
Yeah, he's like the punk with the mohawk, and that's actually what the Terminator wears for this movie is his outfit. That's him there. And he's actually in Predator 2. He's a businessman who gets killed by the Predator. And of course in Aliens 2, he's what's his name? He's not Hicks. Is he Hicks? He's Hicks, right?
No, I think Michael Baynes is 6, no?
Oh yeah, I think maybe he's Hicks. Great. Now I gotta look up what his name was in Alien.
What are you? Hudson.
Hudson. Okay. Yeah. God, you would think by the amount of times I've seen that movie, I would know this, but of course not. Why would I ever know such a thing? So disappointed in myself.
Actually, it's been a while since I've seen the Aliens movies.
Well, they're on. As you know, I have TV and I watch TV, but they're always on during like Halloween or like people want to fill time at like 3 a.m. They just throw it on. No, I love those movies. They're great. But what frustrates me, because they're scary movies and they're super violent and stuff, they always show at like midnight or 1 a.m. and stuff. And it's always like I come across it when I'm like, I have to go to sleep because I have to wake up and, go to my job tomorrow. And
in a couple hours.
And then I'm like, oh, I'll just watch this one scene to the ads. And then all of a sudden I've watched the whole movie and it's 4 a.m. and I'm like, fuck.
I'm gonna show you. I got to wake up in 50 minutes.
I know. It's the best and the worst because I know why I'm tired, but also it's a good reason why I'm tired. Thank you very much. Unlike this movie, if I stayed up all night and watched this, I'd be like pissed at myself. I'd be like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah. I'm definitely glad. Like I never remembered to like watch this movie. Like when I got hopeless randomly without having to watch this movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's bad.
Yeah. And then Dina Meyer shows up in this like right before she's in makes it kind of, I guess, big in Starship Troopers. Because I guess that's where like most people know her from, I would think.
Yeah, I mean, when I first saw her, I was like, "Oh, it's the chick from Starship Troopers," and then I had to look up what her name was.
Yeah.
So that's not surprising to me. What I know her from other things though.
Oh yeah, she's I think she's shown up in like more stuff like somewhat like recently. But
like I said. Like Star Trek Nemesis.
Yeah.
I never saw any of the Saw movies, so I don't know.
So it's one of the later ones. Yeah, I think I've seen like the first like 2 and then one of the random other ones. I think it was like the random one that I saw like in between like 5 to 7-ish.
What, Starship Troopers?
No, like Saw. She was like
Saw. Okay.
So like she's in like 5, Saw 5 or 7.
Well, in this one, it says she's in the first one.
Is it the first one?
That's what it says. Yeah, her name is Carrie in Saw.
Oh.
She's also in Saw 2 and Saw 3 and Saw 4. So she's in at least 4 of them.
Oh, why do I only remember her being in the later ones? That's weird.
I don't know. I assume, does she come back? I think.
I guess.
I don't even know how many Saw movies there are. I don't even want to know.
There's like 17, I guess now, I think.
17. Yeah. It's trying to be as many movies as like the what is it? Fast and Furious series.
Yeah.
My God, there's so many of them.
Yeah, because there's 9 and the spin-off of those. So there's like, I guess, 10 in total of and the Fast and Furious.
Oh yeah, she was in 6 Feet Under as well.
Yeah, and yeah, like I will fully admit, like the Fast 9 was the first movie I saw back in the theater, like a couple months ago when they first started to open up again.
No, I did not. see that.
Yeah, that's.
I will admit, I did see Hobbs and Shaw before the shutdown happened, and I did enjoy that movie.
Yeah. That one is definitely the better one. Yeah. So and I like from like the last movie I saw before the shutdown was Birds of Prey, and I end up getting like a free movie with that one. So I was like, oh sweet, I get to go see a free movie soon. And then shutdown happened like a month later. So I was like, oh, I just sitting on this movie for like a year and a half. So then I was like back in Peterborough, and then like had a couple hours to kill, and I was like downtown by the theater, and they're like, oh, Fast 9's playing in like 10 minutes. I'm like, why not?
Why not? At least you didn't pay for it. So So I must admit, like, I'm looking at her. She was in Beverly Hills 90210, for example. It's not a show I ever watched, but it was very popular, and she was in 12 episodes apparently. Then she was also on Friends, also another show I never watched. So I don't know. I did watch Ally McBeal. I did watch that, so that was good. Also, Johnny Mnemonic was her third thing that she did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And Starship Troopers was 7th. Which was only 2 years later. So she was doing some good work.
Nice.
She was also in Dragonheart. I've seen Dragonheart. Dragonheart's a bad movie.
Dragonheart, is that the which one's that one?
That's the one where Sean Connery voices a dragon.
It's like,
and half the heart was to heal this.
It's like I am the last one.
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to say that was that one, but I was like, no, that's not that one. But
it's totally that one.
Where Dennis Quaid is like the dragon killer guy.
Don't watch it again. It's awful. No. Definitely don't. I made the mistake of rewatching it. When it was on TV at some point in time, and I watched it, I was like, oh my God, no. It was very bad. But yeah. No, but she's been in a lot of stuff. It's just a lot of stuff I didn't like. I know of. I just didn't watch. Like she was in Birds of Prey, the TV show.
I vaguely remember that being a thing when it was on, but I never actually watched it like when it was on, because I think I like around that time period I didn't really watch a TV. So, but I remember like it being like advertised.
I've just watched all of the TV, but even still, these are not things I've watched.
Yeah, because that was definitely before my knowing of comic books, so I didn't know it was like a comic book show. So I may have watched it if I had known then.
Makes sense. Anyways, any other comments about Johnny Mnemonic?
That it's not a great movie, but it was good seeing like a bit of Toronto pop up every so often.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I must admit, my last note about this movie is it's kind of sad when Ice-T is the best actor in the movie. Like he does the best acting in this whole movie. He really does. Which
is just like basic like Ice-T acting, which is not the best.
Exactly. I mean, even like all of the antics of all the other people, you're just like, it's either too much or you look like you're bored. I don't know what's happening right now. And I was like, I can't do this. It's so bad. It's so bad. But weird dystopian future stuff, which is what we're living in. Yay.
Yeah, so I still can't figure out what like Dolph Lundgren was trying to do though in the movie.
He was an assassin, right? He was just trying to kill him.
Yeah, so he just showed up and he's like, all right, you're gonna die now, I guess.
I mean, that's all I got from it, because I think he was hired by like the Japanese dude to hunt him down and get his head because his people failed.
Oh, okay. Was that okay? So, all right. So I guess that
look, if you tuned out and didn't pick that up, I'm not blaming you for that. No way, shape, or form.
Yeah, because I was probably thinking of that fucking like that thumb lightsaber string or whatever that dude had. Like yeah. What the fuck was that?
I don't know.
Where when is that available? I want that.
Hopefully soon. Because if I lock myself out of my apartment, how else am I going to get inside? Except by using that to cut out the handle. So,
yeah, because he actually does that one point like where like while the door closes, he's just like throwing it at the door to get in.
Yeah. Because that's the only way to do it.
Yeah, and then cuts Udo Kerr in half later on when he decides he's not doing what he wants him to do.
Exactly. So sad.
Weird Udo Kerr.
Yeah. This is one of the few times I will say that I'm okay if they decide to remake this movie. I would like somebody to sit down with this content and actually like think about a future time where this is happening and all of the stuff around it and redo it. Because I think if it was thought out better, I think it would be a really good movie.
Yeah, because I think they have a better grasp of like what the cyberpunk aspect of what of it is. Because I think as like mid 90s, I think like as computers were just starting to be like become mainstream, so that people didn't have quite a grasp of what it was.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably why it probably didn't work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it just did not. It just did not work at all.
Not at all.
Well, anyways, out of these two movies, which one would you recommend?
Well, I definitely the Kevin Smith, Jade Silent Bob Strike Back. It still holds up. Like I said, it's like still my favorite, probably my tied for my favorite Kevin Smith movie. So definitely check that out. The jokes still mostly hold up. There's still a couple of gay jokes that I don't quite hold up this day and age, I don't think. But aside from those, everything else is still pretty good in that movie. I enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get to see Carrie Fisher play Nun.
Yay!
Yeah.
Who follows the book?
Yeah, and then I guess like in one of his podcasts later on, I guess like Kevin Smith was saying that like later on, like George Cullen, he found that like George Cullen kept on saying that was his like favorite role to play. Because he was playing like the guy who's like blowing people to get across the country.
Yeah. Really, that one? It wasn't the priest in Dogma?
Yeah, that too. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I love the Buddy Christ. I think it's great.
Doesn't it just pop?
It does. It really does. But I will agree with you. I would definitely recommend. It's definitely not for kids, but I would recommend watching Jay and Silent Bob for sure. If you're like stoned out of your mind or are a Hollywood executive looking for content to redo, watch Johnny Mnemonic.
No, trust me, like being stoned for Johnny Mnemonic did not help at all.
Okay, so never mind. Okay.
So unless you're a Keanu Reeves completionist, watch it. If not, then kind of don't bother.
Yeah, no, I was completely sober watching this and I was just like, I feel like there's something wrong with me. Am I sure I'm not high or drunk in some way? Like none of this is making any sense and everything on screen is crazy. What is happening? But yeah, I am definitely not a Keanu Reeves completionist, which I should be. But then I'd have to watch movies like, what is it? What's the one with the mailbox?
Oh,
that one.
Yeah, the House by the Lake.
Yes, I think so. Yeah. And then there's it's all of his like romantic comedies I'd have to watch.
Yeah, there's what is it, like Sweet November with Charlize?
Yeah, I'd have to watch that one.
Which I don't understood like her end of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like why she only dates guys for like a month at a time to make them feel better, I guess, or I don't know.
Yeah, I've never watched it. I can't help you.
So like that. Yeah, so I don't get it. Then yeah, it doesn't make sense. I don't get it.
Also a weird little known Keanu Reeves movie is a movie called Thumbsucker. Love that movie. It's really great. He plays a dentist.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Go on.
It's a weird little, like, it's about this dentist who's like a cool guy or whatever, who's friends with this kid who sucks his thumb. It's about the kid. It's not about Keanu Reeves' character. And it's just called Thumbsucker. It's just like it's a cute little indie flick movie, and he plays this guy who's super cool and laid back and whatever. And then something happens to him by the end of the movie. He's like a he becomes uptight, essentially. There's something about a bike race in there. I don't know. It's a whole thing. But I thought it was really cute. I should really track that movie down and watch it again. So there's another movie to add to your list. Thumbsucker. There you go.
All right. Interesting.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. I just think of Johnny Mnemonic and how bad it was.
Yeah. Sadly, some of the I remember this movie being not the greatest, but I remember it being very cool. And then I watched it, so I'm like, there's nothing cool about this, and this is horrible. Yeah. And
I was thinking how did they kill Dolph Lundgren at the end with what was that, a microwave antenna or something like that, and they cooked him? Yeah,
it's whatever the dolphins defense system was. And it was something to do with radio waves. I don't know. They said something, and I wasn't paying attention, and I wasn't going to rewind it.
Yeah, because I was just thinking, because that's my last note is the fake out with the body at the end where it kind of goes to the burnt out body, and it looks like it's starting to move, and then it's just on a crane. They're like, get that body out of here.
Well, because I looked at it, it's oh my god, it's going full Terminator.
Yeah. That's why I was like, yeah, I said that was a good fake out.
It was. Okay, we'll give you this. The movie has a really good fake out at the end. Yes, watch that.
And just don't watch the rest of the movie before that movie.
Just skip ahead. Just skip right ahead. You gotta watch the whole end fight sequence and then the fake out and then turn it off. So you got 10 minutes. 10 minutes. That's all you need.
And just don't worry about the dolphin. It doesn't make sense. So don't even try and think about it.
Yeah. No. Just leave it alone. Just whatever it is, what it is. Mm-hmm. Oh my god. Well, I guess that's it. Thank you so much for being here for this episode.
Not a problem. Thank you for having me back.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll definitely have you back again, probably next year at this point, I think.
Yeah, I think we're coming up on M soon, so Mallrats might be my next thing, probably.
Maybe, yeah. We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see. Well, that's it for this episode of Off My Shelf. Until next time, you can follow along on Instagram and Twitter at ohmyshelf, or you can send an email to ohmyshelf@gmail.com. On the next episode for Halloween, we'll be talking about Jurassic Park. What up? Hope you'll be here to listen.
Snooch to the nooch.